Imagine hiking through an untouched mountain range, miles from the nearest road, far beyond the last marked trail. You notice something unusual, a narrow opening in the rock. Almost hidden from view, curiosity gets the better of you, and you step inside. At first, it's nothing more than a small cave, cold, silent, unremarkable. But the further you venture, the deeper it goes. The passage twists beneath the mountains, forcing you to duck beneath jagged rock and squeeze through gaps barely wide enough for your shoulders. But then, the air begins to change. It grows warmer, a faint breeze brushes past your face. Moments later, your torch catches something carved into the stone. Symbols, ancient and deliberate. Proof that someone was here long before you. The tunnel widens once more. A distant glow appears ahead. Natural light deep beneath the earth. You take another step. And another. The tunnel finally gives way to something beyond imagination. Welcome to the kingdom of Agartha. Stretching out before you lies a world that simply shouldn't exist. Towering mountains disappear into the distance beneath an immense cavern ceiling, their peaks disappearing into a haze of golden light. A river, clearer than glass, winds through the valley below, feeding forests so vibrant they seem untouched by time itself. In the distance, a city. Its towers rise from the landscape as though carved from marble and crystal, catching the light with every surface. Great bridges span impossible distances, connecting districts suspended high above the valley floor. Water flows through elegant aqueducts, cascading into fountains and gardens before continuing its journey across the kingdom. You begin the long descent. Every step raises more questions than answers. The air is warm and fresh, filled with the scent of flowers that should never bloom this far beneath the earth. People move peacefully through wide stone streets, dressed in robes unlike any culture you've encountered before. Some pause only briefly to acknowledge your presence, as though the arrival of a stranger is neither feared nor unexpected. Above them, elegant craft drifts silently through the glowing sky, moving without sails, without smoke, and without any visible means of propulsion. The deeper you venture, the more impossible the kingdom becomes. Libraries stretch for what seem like miles, their shelves filled with books untouched by dust. Great halls are lined with enormous crystals that shimmer with an energy you can't explain. Temples stand in perfect silence, their walls covered in symbols that seem strangely familiar, yet impossible to read. Everywhere you look, there is evidence of a civilization that appears impossibly ancient, yet impossibly advanced. It feels less like discovering a lost city, and more like stepping into a world that history has somehow forgot. The deeper you venture into the kingdom, the more one question begins to occupy your mind. Who are these people? Descriptions of Agartha's inhabitants vary from one account to another, but many share remarkable similarities. They are often described as taller than average with youthful features, calm expressions, and an almost effortless grace in the way they move. Their clothing is simple, flowing robes of white, gold, or pale blue, free from symbols of rank or wealth. There's something strangely reassuring about them. There's no fear, no suspicion, and no hostility. As you pass through the streets, daily life unfolds around you. Children are taught by elders not through strict discipline, but through observation and discussion. Great libraries preserve knowledge accumulated over countless generations, while scholars devote themselves to astronomy, mathematics, philosophy, and the natural sciences. According to the legend, knowledge is the kingdom's greatest currency. Many stories claim the people of Agartha have mastered sciences long forgotten by the rest of humanity. Some describe extraordinary forms of energy harnessed through crystals. Others speak of technologies so advanced they appear almost magical. capable of powering entire cities, healing disease, or allowing silent craft to glide effortlessly through the vast caverns above. Whether these accounts should be taken literally remains open to debate, but one idea appears again and again. The people of Agartha are not simply survivors, they are guardians. Guardians of ancient knowledge, preserving the wisdom of lost civilizations while history continues to unfold above them. Perhaps most remarkable of all is the society they have supposedly built. There are no accounts of famine, no descriptions of war, no prisons, and no standing armies. Instead, believers describe a civilization founded on cooperation, learning, and spiritual enlightenment, where every individual contributes to the well-being of the whole rather than the ambitions of the few. It's easy to understand why generations of explorers, philosophers, and dreamers became captivated by the idea of Agartha. As remarkable as Agartha itself is the question of how anyone could ever hope to find it. According to the legend, the kingdom was never meant to be discovered by chance. Its entrances are said to be hidden from the outside world, concealed within some of the most remote and unforgiving places on Earth. Deep beneath towering mountain ranges, inside vast cave systems, and beyond passages that few have ever returned from. For centuries, stories have pointed towards the Himalayas and the mountains of Tibet as the most likely gateway into the hidden kingdom. It is here believers claim that ancient tunnels descend into the earth, protected not by locked doors or armed guards, but by secrecy itself. Other traditions place the entrance elsewhere. Some speak of hidden caverns beneath South America, and others look towards the frozen wilderness of Antarctica. A handful of accounts even suggest the polar regions conceal vast openings leading into an inner world. Wherever these entrances are said to exist, one detail appears time and time again. Not everyone can find them. Now, many legends claim the pathways to Agartha reveal themselves only to those who are spiritually ready, guided by fate rather than maps. Those who search for the glory, power, or riches are said to leave empty-handed. Whether that belief was intended to protect a hidden kingdom or simply explain why nobody ever found it is impossible to know. But they inspired explorers, adventurers, and scholars from around the world to set out in search of Agartha, convinced that somewhere beneath our feet the entrance was waiting to be found. As extraordinary as Agartha may seem, one mystery does remain. Why? Why would an advanced civilization choose to abandon the world above and build an entire kingdom beneath the earth? The truth is, no single legend agrees. Some accounts claim Agartha was founded thousands of years ago after a catastrophic event devastated the surface. Whether that catastrophe was war, a great flood, or a natural disaster depends entirely on which version of the story you choose to follow. Others tell a different tale. One in which the people of Agartha are the descendants of a forgotten civilization, preserving their knowledge while the world above descends into conflict. According to these traditions, they chose isolation over conquest, believing humanity would one day repeat the same mistakes that had already destroyed countless empires before it. Perhaps the most famous theory links Agartha to the lost civilization of Atlantis. In this version of the legend, a small number of Atlanteans escaped before their homeland disappeared beneath the sea, taking with them their knowledge, their science, and their culture. Rather than rebuilding on the surface, they disappeared beneath the earth, where that knowledge could be protected until the world was ready to receive it once again. Other traditions reject this entirely. They insist Agartha has always existed, that its people are older than any civilization recorded in history, quietly observing humanity from the shadows as kingdoms rose, flourished, and eventually disappeared. Despite their differences, almost every version of the legend shares one remarkable belief. The people of Agartha are not hiding because they fear us. They are hiding because they fear what humanity might do with the knowledge that they protect. Whether that knowledge is advanced technology, ancient wisdom, or the true story of our forgotten past depends entirely on which legend you choose to believe. And that raises another question. If these stories have been told in so many different ways, where did they actually begin? By now, one thing has probably become clear. There isn't just one story of Agartha. There are many. Different cultures, different traditions, different names. And yet remarkably, they all seem to point towards the same idea. A hidden place, a civilization removed from the world we know, a sanctuary where knowledge, wisdom and enlightenment have somehow endured. Over the centuries, these stories have taken many forms. Some speak of hidden kingdoms beyond the reach of ordinary people, and others describe vast underground realms. Some tell of enlightened guardians preserving humanity's forgotten past, and others of advanced civilizations waiting for the right moment to reveal themselves once again. Now, individually, they appear to be separate legends, but together, they begin to resemble different versions of the same story, told by different cultures in different places across different periods of history. Is that a coincidence? Or is there something more? History has a curious habit of repeating certain ideas. For example, separated by thousands of miles, ancient civilizations built pyramids without any known direct contact. Flood myths appear across continents. Stories of great lost civilizations echo through cultures that developed oceans apart. And hidden kingdoms are no exception. Perhaps Agartha is simply another example of humanity telling the same story in different ways. Or perhaps each tradition preserved a small fragment of something much older. Whatever the answer may be, one question remains. Could a kingdom like Agartha actually exist beneath our feet? So, could Agartha really exist? According to everything modern geology currently tells us, the answer is difficult to reconcile. Seismic imaging has allowed scientists to build an extraordinary picture of the Earth's interior, revealing immense pressure, extreme temperatures, and layers of rock stretching thousands of kilometers beneath our feet. On the surface, there appears to be little room for a hidden kingdom on the scale described by the legend, and yet, the stories of Agartha were never built upon modern geology. They speak of a civilization possessing knowledge and technologies far beyond anything attributed to the ancient world. If even a fraction of those claims were true, they would challenge not only our understanding of history, but our understanding of what might be possible. So for now, there is no evidence that Agartha exists, but there is equally no shortage of people willing to keep searching. And perhaps that tells us something, not necessarily about a hidden kingdom beneath the earth, but about the mysteries we choose to pursue. History is filled with stories that refuse to fade. We've explored many of them together on this channel, not because they are accepted as fact, but because they continue to challenge what we think we know. Whether Agartha is a forgotten civilization, a symbolic tale, or simply an enduring legend, it has earned its place amongst history's greatest mysteries. And until that final question is answered, the search may very well continue. If you enjoyed today's journey into the mystery of Agartha, I'd really appreciate if you could leave a like, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe Agartha is nothing more than an enduring legend, or could there be something more hidden beneath our feet? So remember, until next time, question everything, keep safe, toodles.